Hey folks, John from Alternate Arms, your friend in less than lethal self-defense. All right guys, so while we were at ShowShow, and this corresponds with a very interesting phone call that I had just an hour ago. And I'll tell you about that in a second, and it actually caught me completely off guard. But let's check out our friends over at ParaOps. Guys, I cannot wait to get one of their products on the channel. Check this out.
You're gonna do it.
All right, guys, check it out. I saved the best for last. You know that I typically do that for you. I found our friends over at ParaOps, and you guys remember what they've got and what they did last year. Amazing product. So I want to show this to you. So I've got Sean over here, and I got Jim. Tell us a little bit about what you got going here.
Absolutely, Jim's the brains behind the operation here. Why don't you start with the Pro 1?
Well, the heart of all of our launchers is the LEC, the low energy cartridge. So a couple problems that we're trying to solve in the industry is air-based systems and improved accuracy. So if it doesn't go off, or it doesn't go off reliably, or it's inaccurate, it's just not interesting and it's not effective for law enforcement, security, or whoever the user is. So a couple things, cartridge-based system. So, which means because of a 209 primer, every cartridge acts like every cartridge. Unlike an air-based system, where your first shot may be good energy, second shot a little less, third shot a little less. If you put the unit down and use it tomorrow, maybe all the air is gone. So we have inherent reliability issues with air-based systems. So we're trying to solve that problem. Not trying, we've solved that problem. Cartridge-based system.
And the new 209, that 209 primer is the only propellant in it, correct?
That is the only energy
Which
source.
means that this is still not classified as a firearm, correct?
It's interesting with the ATF. The munitions are not classified.
Right.
But our ATF, of course, says that is an AOW.
Of course.
So, but the ammunition is certainly fireable by any 12-gauge shotgun, like any other 12-gauge ammunition. So, cartridge-based system with a primer as the only energy source. And on the inside is where we start to solve another problem, which is accuracy. So, when you have a round ball, a sphere, going through a smooth bore. Back in the Civil War days, we figured out that wasn't the best way to do it, and they came out with the Minet ball, right?
Right.
Or the Minet round. So same thing here. Our ParaOps cartridges are spin stabilized because the cartridge casing is the barrel, and it's rifled on the inside of the casing.
Very interesting.
So we also have matching rifling on our projectiles. So it marries up, and I'm going to spin the projectile to show that it's actually spinning the cartridge casing or vice versa. So our projectiles are spin stabilized coming out of the cartridge. Very, very unique. And so what's that do for us? Spin stabilized. We have done accuracy tests where at 20 feet you can put shot next to each shot. Very, very accurate. It is as accurate as a 9mm or any other munition.
What is the effective range on it?
Well, in any less lethal, non-lethal system, it's 60 feet. Not that you can't engage farther, but in law enforcement security, if you're farther than that, they're saying, why are you engaging? Right. It's really a close range, you know, by practice kind of thing.
Yeah, because statistically it's what, 3 to 5 meters, right? You're talking 9 to 15 feet on average.
Correct.
So, right, okay.
The cartridge and the rounds certainly have a range that's much greater than that. And again, we can deliver with pretty good accuracy. I shoot it out of 40 yards routinely with good accuracy. It's a lot like shooting archery. You just have to know what your drop's going to be.
Right.
So the heart of our launchers is the LEC, the low energy cartridge. Two basic variants of that. Solid projectile.
Kinetic round?
Kinetic round, yep. Which is great for target practice and for compliance. If somebody gets hit with that, it's not going to kill them, but they're going to know they just been hit, and it has quite an effect.
In the Army, we used to call that an attitude adjustment.
Yeah, whatever they were thinking, they're no longer thinking it.
Yes.
Yeah. Secondly, and this is just one of our payload offerings, we have a payload delivery system, and it's a polypropylene nose cone, and through that polypropylene nose cone, we can deliver a variety of payloads. Powder payloads, irritant payloads, and yes, we can deploy liquids at distance through our system.
So marking dyes.
Marking dyes, irritant liquids, other types of liquids.
That's huge. Okay.
So vastly, we think that is also an advantage that is vastly different than what's out there.
Yeah, you're essentially taking the best of every one of them and combining them into one system. So instead of just having a pepper round, or just having a gel round, or just having marking, you can have it all in one system. That is huge.
That's correct.
All right.
So from there, we go into our 2 launchers that we have, and we also have a shotgun, which we don't have here.
I saw that last year.
Yep.
That was awesome.
Yep, with our friends over at Charles Daly and Charles Daly Honcho. This is the Professional Series single shot. Why do we call Professional Series? Because law enforcement people are professionals. So this is a single shot. It's designed to look like nothing. It doesn't look like a weapon.
It's like a flashlight.
It looks like a flashlight because it's a flashlight. Okay.
Yep. Nice.
So it's a flashlight. So that means that the person using this has a system in their hand that's available instantaneously, and nobody else is aware of it. So what it helps to do is to de-escalate the situation. Because the minute you introduce something that looks scary, people get scared, right? So this is for the user, for any user, any officer can have it on their molly belt, ready to go at a moment's notice. They can be in crowd control, keep moving, and they actually have their weapon, if you want to call it that, deployed, ready to go. And the way this works is, once you need to deploy it.
Oh, wow. And little cap opened on the end there, guys. Yep. And that punctures it.
Yep.
And it's a quick reload as well, correct?
Very quick.
That is awesome.
Put the new round in, put it back together, and off you go.
And guys, I actually felt the weight on this. This is very, very heavy. It's a lot heavier than it looks. It is not a cheap plastic. That is a heavy, heavy, heavy launcher. So,
correct.
Awesome.
So that's our single shot, and I'll leave that exposing so you can turn it working. Now, at the opposite of the spectrum is the Pro 5 Magnum. And we call it Magnum because we want it to look like something substantial. We want it, if it's deployed, that when people come in and see like they're armed, let's behave ourselves here. So it's at the different end of the spectrum. Also, it's a 5-shot with very quick interchangeable cylinders.
Now guys, as he was saying, what's really cool about these is since the rifling is inside the cartridge, you're still going to gain the accuracy even without a barrel. That is a big, big thing with this. Alrighty.
So the accuracy is inherent to the cartridge, not to the unit.
Awesome.
So that's our offerings from ParaOps. The payloads are offered again in marking powders, training powders, irritant powders, and of course the liquids that we talked about as well.
That's awesome. Awesome. Well guys, listen, I am going to work on trying to get a couple of these on the channel. I know you want to see them. You've been requesting it and you know who you are. They will be coming shortly. I promise we're going to work on it. Thank you guys so much for talking to us. They are excited for it. Be safe out there, guys.
We're excited to help you out.
So earlier today, guys, I was actually filming a video for the other channel on a build on a little teeny computer case. Thing ended up really, really cool. That, by the way, you guys can go check out that other channel. I'll have a link down here in the description. But while I was doing the video, I get a phone call, and as it turns out, it's the CEO of ParaOps. And we had a very long conversation about getting one of the units out here for so that we could test it on the channel. And in particular, you know, okay, I like the Pro 5. That's nice. However, I'm thinking that that's not super practical for what we do, guys. It's certainly not concealable, something you're going to carry around every single day, maybe for your car. But the other one, the Pro 1, that little single shot sucker with those big old cartridges and the rifled rounds, those really, really intrigued me. And as it turns out, I think he's going to be getting a couple down here for us to test. And you know who they're getting tested against. You know what they're getting tested against. And I can say what the results are going to be. I refuse to speculate. We'll just have to find out. Guys, have a fantastic week. More coming soon, and I know you guys know that. Have a great night. Bye-bye.